Today is the day. I've been trying to do this video for like 2 weeks, but towing out here to Salt Lake is not easy, guys. But if you don't know, I have a 2024 GMC Sierra 2500. Has the Duramax Gen 2 L5P, and I did these upgrades to it. Front and center is the hot side for the boost tubes. You can kind of see the turbo inlet from here. You can kind of see it. There it is. Nah, you can't really see it, but yeah, I did the inlet right there. And this is the cold side right down there. So we're gonna see, last video I did, I went up a steep grade, 6%, and I got up to 75 miles an hour where this truck pretty much topped off at. I'm wondering if with this extra air going into the engine, will it help me to increase the speed? Now, if it can be 75 miles an hour, I'll be happy. What I do know is this really helps in the mid-range. Now, the boost comes on a lot quicker, so that should help as well. So what I'll do is when we get to the 6% grade, I'll drop down to 50 miles an hour like I did last time, and we're gonna send it. So let's go ahead and get set up, get down the road, and let's see how this truck does. Has some technical difficulties with my camera. I always forget when I use my truck, I have to disable all my Bluetooth functions, everything, because it just messes with my camera. But we're good now. So I just reset the fuel economy, all that good stuff. And let me get over one more time. So this truck, I've said this in the past, this is probably one of my favorite trucks. Like, I truly think out of every truck I've owned so far, with the exception of the dually. The dually was probably, it's in a different class because of what I did to it, but this is my favorite stock truck, 100%. It is absolutely the greatest because it has a lot of the features that I've always wanted. I've always said this, I always wanted a luxury off-road truck, and GMC built it. And this truck has all the nice features. Now, the only negative thing about this truck is it's not the greatest quality. I'm going to be honest with you guys. Like, I have not been happy with my GMC for quality. Like, there have been some things, I've gotten a lot of things replaced on this truck. I'm going to do a video on it for my 1-year ownership of this truck. But so far, it's been my favorite, but it hasn't been the best when it came down to just overall quality. Reliability's been great, no issues there. And you know, I will say GM has some gremlins in their emissions equipment too. Like, they're okay, the DEF, finally, like I refilled my DEF tank yesterday. I drove down about almost 40 miles and it was still showing like half full, but it just reset. But yeah, that's been an issue with some of the GM trucks I've owned too, is it's like the tank never shows full. On my Ram, it just, as soon as you fill it up, it instantly fills. But not a big deal. I'm just saying, it's just something that I've noticed. Like, there's just more issues with these trucks with the DEF tanks for sure. But they do have a high flow, which is nice. But anyways, let's talk about the Banks power. So as you guys know, GM did upgrade this engine for 2024. So different combustion, different turbo, a few other things are different as well. More power, more torque. And one thing I will say is, I did a video with a 2021, I believe, which is a Gen 1 L5P. So that had 445 horsepower and 910 pound-feet of torque, compared to 470 and 975 pound-feet of torque. So yeah, there's a big jump for the horsepower. Well, not a big jump, but it's a jump for sure. And there definitely is an increase of speed going up this grade in comparison, especially when you have to consider 35-inch tires. Now, this truck has a 342 rear end, and I would say with the Banks power upgrades, as I've said, the power gets built a lot quicker, the boost gets built a lot quicker. Therefore, I feel as though you're gonna have more like performance getting up that grade. Like, there's no lack of power. You don't have to worry about if it's 115 degrees outside, those rubber hoses that the manufacturer uses, there's not going to be a performance loss because you have solid pipe now versus just more things that have you know, affects with the temperatures basically. So I'm excited about that. So I think reliability is better. You have more air going into the turbo. The turbo does spool up a lot quicker. As I said in the last video too, you don't have like a lot of a noise difference, but for sure there is a boost difference. I even have, in a lot of cases, I've noticed where my tires are spinning more off the line because that boost comes on a lot quicker. So anyone saying that these parts are not going to do anything for your truck, they're obviously either a competitor or they're just haters of Banks. That's the only way you can put it. I know what I feel, and I don't get paid from Banks to say anything. If I say something negative, you know, hey, it is what it is. But like, my point is, so far these parts have actually made a difference in how the boost comes on. It's night and day difference. So we should be to the grade probably in about 15 minutes. Let me show you guys some of the RPMs here with my truck. My truck does have 35-inch tires rounded off. Let's see how it does with some of the shifts. We're more likely in either 7th or 8th gear. I'm going to give it wide open throttle right now. But yeah, we're going up a slight incline here. And as I said, every time you hit it, I do notice that there's more confidence in how that power gets delivered. And it's because you have more air coming into the engine. And something that Banks has talked about too is turbo surge. So they do think about some of the negative effects of upgrades. Typically when you do upgrades to your car, truck, whatever you're doing, you got to pay to play. I've modified a lot of cars in the past. I have had Subarus that I've done a ton of work to, and when you do upgrades, sometimes there's negative effects to those upgrades. One thing I saw, and this is something that Banks talks about, is turbo surge. They pretty much mirrored the manufacturer's design for the turbo inlet. So you don't have to worry about having an adverse effect with the way the boost is coming on. And turbo surge is something that, you know, you can feel it sometimes depending on, you know, what kind of parts you buy. I mean, there are some lower grade parts out there that are cheaper. They will give you some performance gains, but they could have some negative effects as well. So you have to keep that in mind. I have not noticed any difference in drivability with this truck. And that is 100% what I go for. I will buy the more expensive parts for upgrades if I notice that they actually do take the time to test them and make sure that they're not going so far away from the manufacturer that it affects drivability. And that's something that is very important for some people, and I do not notice any drivability differences between this truck having these parts than without it. So you guys can see the Philly comment right there. We're at 6.4 mpg. Alright, so let me just drop down to about 6. I gotta drop down to 50 actually, sorry. Alright, here we go. Ready? 3, 2, 1, go. Sorry guys. We're already at 75 miles an hour. We got there really fast. We still got some ways to go. If we break, oh wow, there it is. Told you guys. I told you. It makes a difference. If it did 1 mile per gallon better, I'd have been happy. It is going 78. If we hit 80, get the bank stuff. This stuff works. It 100% works. 79. 80. It, like I said, for the people who are talking trash in the comment section, in your face, in your freaking face, 81. Keep going. We're going up a steeper part of the grade right now. You talk trash, and I got the receipts right here for you. 82. I think it beat the Ford with the 1,050 pound-feet of torque. in your freaking face. I told you, this stuff works 100%. It got up. I didn't expect it to do this good. I did not expect it to do this good. I did not expect it to get to 82 miles an hour. I said if it gets to 76, it will pass in my book, that it actually makes a difference. We got up 7 miles per hour quicker in your freaking face. For all the people talking trash, I got the receipts right there. And you know what? I will admit to you guys, it is 61 degrees outside. I'll give that to you. But I'll redo this test in the summertime. I will redo this test in the summertime. And here's what I'll tell you. It will go 78, 79 miles an hour. It may not go 82, but it will beat what this truck did stock, 100%. So here is the axle out back. Let's try to get a temperature read on this. So we're at 180, 182 on that rear axle. Still got pretty hot on that turbo. 331. Here's your EGR. And the boost tube on this side, about 158, 160. And then that's the hot side. I don't normally act like that too, and I apologize if I offended some of you guys. You know, I try not to act like that. But, you know, I get sick and tired of people saying that what I'm saying is not accurate. Because if I'm out here testing stuff, then at the very least, I'm putting it on camera. If you don't like banks or whatever, that's your own prerogative. But what I can tell you is, these parts make a difference in the performance department. We went from 75 miles an hour to 82. Now, I know that the temperatures are a little bit lower today, but even when I did this testing back then, when I did it, I want to say it was probably in the 80-degree range. It was not that, you know, hot outside. And you guys can see right there, I just tapped the brakes and we're maintaining 70 miles an hour. Let's see if I can get it to drop down some more. Come on. The engine brake is on. Oh, it's not on. There it is. Okay. So, here, hold on. Let me get up the speed again. Okay, it just went up a gear, another gear. It went up 2 gears. So we're restarting it a little bit now, okay? I'm gonna tap the brakes. There it is. I tapped it again. Look at that. Now, I'm not gonna say that these upgrades made the engine braking stronger. My friend Ben Byerly, he feels like it didn't make a difference on the exhaust brake. That is pretty dang good though. That, okay, maybe it did make a difference. You know, honestly, like, my foot is not on anything now. That is pretty dang good actually. Maybe there is a difference with it a little bit, because I don't recall it being this good. I just tapped the brakes 2 times. And we got down to 50 miles an hour, which is probably one of the best ones I've done. I haven't done a Ram yet, so there's that as well. But with that, maybe, just maybe, there is a slight difference on the exhaust brake performance. Because I don't know how it could make any difference, but there's very much a possibility that it does. I just can't explain to you how my truck did that much better than the last time I did this test with a Gen 2 L5P Duramax. But yes, this truck did extremely well. But I'm serious when I say this, guys. If you are going to put down a product, then turn a camera on and prove that it's not doing anything for your truck. Do before and after. I just showed you guys just now, literally, how well this truck just did going up that grade. We got to 82 miles an hour. I have not been able to get there ever with any Duramax, ever. And you know what, if I have a chance, maybe if I find a Gen 2 again, maybe in the wintertime I'll retest it to see if it can get to 80 miles an hour. I'm willing to bet you it won't get there. I'm willing to bet you it won't. Because that extra power is because of the extra air going into the engine. You're going to get an increase. That turbo's spooling up faster. We got to 75 miles an hour a heck of a lot quicker too. And I dropped down to like 48 miles an hour. So again, you can say what you want, but these parts are worth the coin. Whatever it costs, I would do it. I would do it again, 100%. If I traded this truck in next year and did not get this stuff off of it, I will buy it again. I want to show you guys the time really quickly because we should be back in about maybe 15 minutes or so. I got to do the 0 to 60 in a second. But someone accused me on the Hemi test that I did that I took the car out. That's why the Hemi went a lot faster. So, you know, moving forward, when I do my towing test, I'm going to just start showing you guys the inside of the trailer. That way we know that we're not playing a game here. The reason why I always show you guys like the mileage, things like that, is because I want you guys to know that it's apples to apples. It's the same test, it's the same drive, and it's always within the same time frame. I don't try to, you know, make a truck look better than another one. No one's paying me to do this, so I don't care which one wins. And I want you guys to know, if something doesn't do well, I'll be honest with you guys. You know, so again, I don't know why I have to do this, but I'm gonna do it because I don't want to give anyone an excuse to say, well, the reason why I went fast is because he didn't have a car in there. That's why. Nope. You're gonna see here in a second, there's a car in that trailer. And you see what time it is? It's 10:42. I should be back in about 15 minutes. I gotta do the 0 to 60 test, and then we'll be heading back to the end point. So I just wanna make that clear, and I will show you guys inside the trailer. Here we go. We just got back. It's 10:54. Now, remember the miles from earlier on the test? We went 36.5. If you remember where we started off at, you can go off of that miles. Again, I don't have to do this because I don't need to lie about stuff, but I'm gonna start showing you guys because I don't have anything to hide here. And here is the inside of the trailer, just so you know. So, got my wheels and tires inside of here. I mean, this stuff's not heavy at all. This is just, yeah. Generator's right there. And there's a car. So you guys can see, nobody's lying, no one's hiding. I don't care which truck wins or loses any test. I could care less. All I do is show you the facts. That way you can make a more well-informed decision. If you want to get a Toyota, Ford, I don't care. No one's paying me to do this. I do this on my own accord. I spend my own money. I bought the parts that are on my truck right now, and if I don't buy something, I will let you know. But like I said, I got the receipts here. I got the receipts. So if you're gonna talk trash about any company, when I talk trash, I always give you the backup. I always go and test it, you know, and that's what I did. But I hope you guys liked the video. This is one of my favorite trucks, guys. It really is. And now that I have these Banks upgrades, it's like a little bit better. I just need to get some more information, and I'm actually talking with Banks right now to get some more parts from them. So yeah, be sure to stay tuned for the, unveil the other things I'm gonna be getting. I'm super excited about it. And yeah, I'm sorry guys. I get really frustrated when people call me out without facts. Like you're basically calling me a liar, and you're not saying what I'm lying about. So yeah, and I apologize to anyone that might have, if you had kids around when I say in your face. I don't talk like that around my kids, so yeah, maybe I'll put a disclaimer in this video when I say that. But at the end of the day, remember this: you can do whatever the heck you want to do. If you don't see the value in adding upgrades to your truck, because I don't normally do stuff like this. Ben and I were talking about it, and he was going to do it, and then he kind of got me excited about it, so I decided to test it out. And I figured if I didn't like it, I could just take it off and sell the parts. But I really like these upgrades, and I think that they're worth the extra cost that Banks charges. They are more expensive than the other ones, but I think that they've proven that they do a little bit more R&D, and that's what you're really paying for. You're paying for the name that these people actually do take time to test their stuff. Their products are typically a little bit better than what I've seen from others. Like I've seen a lot of people say they've had issues with check engine lights on the cold air intakes. Well, they haven't even released the cold air intake for this truck yet because they're trying to develop it to where it doesn't throw a check engine light with the extra air that comes through that, obviously, that new intake system. So hopefully in time, maybe I will get that. I'm not a huge fan of those things because I've seen where they could actually hurt your performance. But yes, like I said, Banks doesn't pay me, and the parts that I do sell from them, like if you use my discount code in the description below, I do get a commission from that, but I have to get people to buy that stuff. So yeah, me doing my videos, Banks does not pay me to say what I say and do what I do. If I say something negative, it is what it is. They just have to deal with that. So I'm done rambling, I'm done talking. Let me know you guys' thoughts in the comment section. Later.